Coach, the weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Go. 54. Let's go, defense. 74. Who we got?
Hey, Alpha.
Here. It's our time.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete.
Here we go.
23 yards on the play.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Wentz. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
On 3rd and long, it's Wentz. But the pressure gets to him again.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A big boot that time. 57 yards the official distance. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
Set 18 Gator. Hey, Sam off.
Watch out. Big Dan.
Get it.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
On 2nd and 15 now. Jones trying to lay one up deep. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, New Orleans. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
going to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
82. Hey, orbit. 52.
Working from the gun. Wentz. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now, remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category.
Check.
This is caught by Hearns. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. The completion good for, and that'll bring up 4th.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Meanwhile here, a run on 1st down really backfires as he's going to be brought down well behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Here we go. 10 Tucson. You're out.
On 2nd down, it's Pollard. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, New Orleans. Tony Pollard, an even 90 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
52, 52. Come on, boy.
Go, go.
You better be ready.
21-0 our score after 1. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here.
52. Watch 52. 52's the mic. In your face.
Forward, Tokyo.
Watch Mike. Watch Mike. Hey, watch the slam.
Shotgun now for Wentz. And it's caught by Parker. And a nice gain of 21 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Wentz. And this is Parker, complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. 12 yards is the pickup, good for a 1st down for the Falcons. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. On 1st down, here's Breida. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the 1st. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Wentz. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
That one goes for 36 yards.
This is one of those plays that has an equal chance of either being a big gain or a big loss. But with the college influence, we're seeing more of these plays come into the NFL.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bobby Wagner able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. The run for Pollard. It's a gain of 7 on the ground, but they'll be faced with 3rd and long.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
And he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Now let's see how the offense still out there. They elect to go on 4th and 11.
Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
36. Watch the cover.
Here's Jones. Throwing on 4th down. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down. I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. Now wins. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 15 yards, first down, Atlanta.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
At the Saints' 46-yard line.
There we go. Pac-Man. 180. Other side, solid.
On second down, a run with Breida. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wentz. That's complete to his tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. They run with Breida. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 10 yards there and a first down for the Falcons. A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17.
Let's go heavy. Let's go heavy. Let me what you got.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Breida, his 5th touchdown now on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Throwing, Jones. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there as the first half is winding down. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. So they'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they'll have good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40.
The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is, don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And we'll see how they attack here. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
50, slant.
54.
At the Falcons' 41-yard line.
Here's Pollard again. There he goes inside the 30 and down to the 27-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go. 10 Lobo.
Mike front forward. Hey, watch the slant.
5.
They'll run on first down. Pollard. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
A gain of 16 yards.
Throwing on first down. Jones steps away to his left. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
46 down, man, 5-4.
Motion to backfield. Motion to the backfield.
From the gun on third down, Wentz. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Running out of the gun here, Breida. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
From the 39, Wentz. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
They'll throw this out wide and complete it to Ridley. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at their 49-yard line.
Here we go. Waiting.
Check.
From just shy of midfield, Wentz. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the 1st. Wentz going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now Wentz. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
One of the best routes, one of the favorite routes of any play caller. He just ran that one. Nice little angle route. That's supposed to be a catch, and usually it is in running back drop.
Yeah, I mean, he's a running back, but he's got hands. He should have caught it. That was the 9th play of the drive, and they pick up 9 yards with it.
When you call a wide receiver screen, no matter how many blockers you get in front of the guy that catches the ball, there's still an aspect of the guy catching it, turning into a runner, breaking tackles and creating his own yardage, and he just did on that play.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
On 1st down, Wentz looking for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the... And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. It's the fullback. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And the kick here is good with a penalty flag down as well. And they may have run into him after the kick went away. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
60 Pittsburgh. Hey, lock it. 25. Big rip.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
70, Indy.
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Pollard. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Tony Pollard, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Saints take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash in for 6.
Going the other way.
Following the botch PAT, they're set to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. The drive stays alive, a 3rd down gain of 8. Wentz now on 1st down. And he gets this one to Ridley complete. 25 yards that time. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. To throw is Wentz. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Now an open man, that's the tight end Gesicki. It's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 18. Into the red zone, Wentz. And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Here's Breida. He will push his way down to about the 14. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Wentz now to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by David Long. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Jones throwing again. Going for the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Jones. He's going to let this one go deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that.
And now here is another interception. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Here we go, G.
Topper!
Jones now going to throw again. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. It has a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. They run again with Breida, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Your trip is here, baby. Your trip is here.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And he's going to let it go deep. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Chef.
Shift. What do you want? Sunday. Mike 20.
They'll go for it. It's Wentz. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape.
Ready?
Long day for you. Big Ed. Check 31. Check.
Let's go.
On 1st down, Pollard. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big hitter there, a 1st down gain of 26 yards.
Ronnie, 59. 5.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is caught. And the record is his. It's a touchdown. Lambo to add on the extra point. And his kick is good, and flags fly as well. Some frustration showing through right now. This is going to be a roughing call. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Here we go. Louis!
Watch the run.
Wentz now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing now is Wentz. They'll set up a screen for Breida.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all the...
Oh, now Breida loses it, and this is picked up by the Saints. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Jones, following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. Often you talk about the three phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a fourth phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
Yeah, they are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. On third and long, it's Wentz. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Aaron Donald has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for New Orleans, their strong September has kicked.